All right, welcome back. I'm Mark, and this is Realize the Self. And in the last video, we went over the poisons of what the attributes that are essentially obstacles to self-realization. In today's video, we're going to go elaborate a little bit more and talk about 5 hindrances. So this on the topic of things or qualities that aren't ideal for self-realization, and they naturally fall away too as one progresses along the path of self-realization. These are the 5 hindrances. Very interesting, and you could actually see these in watch yourself in everyday life as they progress. Classical Buddhism, there's 5 hindrances or mental factors identified on the path to self-realization. These hindrances are considered obstacles to mindfulness, meditation, and ultimately self-realization. The 5 hindrances are sensory desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness, and doubt. And you could add a 6th one to that. That would be forgetfulness. The first one, sensory desire, is the seeking of pleasure through the 5 senses of sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. And so once again, it falls under the same concept of this world being a trap to keep you in a perpetual state of seeking for happiness. Well, let's talk about that quote real quick that Ramana Maharshi said, that the unconscious search for the self. Happiness, people searching for happiness is the unconscious search for the self. I think that's basically what it was. I got to double check that, but that's what it was for the most part. People's search for happiness is the unconscious search for the self. I believe that's what it was. And so what he's saying is, people are searching for the self, but they don't realize it. They're searching for the self through sensual pleasures, through sensual desire, through the senses, through the 5 senses. So someone that goes to Las Vegas every weekend or goes and drinks at the bar every day, this little bit of happiness that they're getting is actually, they're searching for themselves and they just don't know it. And so they're in a perpetual state of this hamster wheel of pain, pleasure, happiness, sadness. And so once you realize the self, all that goes away and you're in a permanent state of equanimity, peace, love, bliss, all that. And so besides escaping theoretically karma and reincarnation and all that, there is another reason to realize the self, and that is because you get off that hamster wheel of pain and pleasure, happiness, sadness, good, bad, all this duality basically, and you ever abide in yourself, which is the happiness of happiness, the bliss of bliss, and the love of all loves. That is you. And you know, while you're here, while you have this opportunity in life, in a human body right now, and if you could hear this, you have an opportunity to realize who you are. You are the self. Know thyself. This is the most important secret of all secrets. You are that. And then let's get into the 5 hindrances. They are sensory desire, like we talked about. Ill will, that's that hostility, resentment, anger, or hatred. And I mean, it goes, all these concepts actually intertwine with each other, with all these cultures across the world and in society, all these religious concepts, all these moral and ethical concepts, they all tend to intertwine with each other, which is really fascinating to see. As one of the realizations I came up with while I was writing the book. And so ill will, so hostility, resentment, anger, or hatred, you could watch yourself now. If you feel anger, you'll feel a flush, you'll feel heat, you'll feel adrenaline, and you could just watch it. So just watch it. This physiological reaction will amplify the mental state and actually create or amplify the mind. So you could watch this yourself, and eventually you keep watching it, it'll go away. All you got to do is watch it, observe it, be aware of it, and it goes away. Don't suppress it, don't repress it, no need to express it, don't escape it. That's a huge one. Just observe it and it'll go away, like the clouds in the sky or the waves hitting the shore from the ocean. Sloth and torpor, that's another one. This is a big one, especially in first world countries that have an excess of wealth. It refers to laziness, lethargy, or half-hearted action with little or no concentration. And so laziness and lethargy. People don't want to work, they want free money. People don't want to get out of bed, they're too comfortable. People become gluttonous and they'll eat too much and become overweight, and that'll like perpetuate a system that reinforces itself. I mean, there's a lot to that, but definitely work, movement. The bodies were meant to move. Exercise is super important. First thing out of bed, you should move your body. Whatever you do, move the body. The body was made to move, and all the lymph, all the bodily fluids, everything in the body that was stagnant overnight, very helpful to move the body. I like to go jog first thing in the morning. After I wake up, after a little bit, have a warm, uncaffeinated or decaffeinated morning beverage, and lots of water. Make sure you stay hydrated. That's another super important concept to drink a lot of water. But sloth and torpor is another one. Restlessness and worry is the fourth, and that's the inability to calm the mind and focus. A lot of people in today's day and age have what they refer to, I don't know, in Buddhists or monks, they call it monkey mind. They call it monkey mind, where the mind is like, mind is like a monkey, always moving, always moving. So a lot of these techniques here will help take that monkey mind, and let's say you want to focus it on a mantra, you want to focus it on something, and then you dissolve the mind, quiet the mind. But you could take that mind and you could quiet it. One way to do it is actually very simple. So you can move and then move slower, and finally slow and stop. So that's a way to do it too. I mean, I did it a little bit fast, but you could do it. You could do it in a slower manner where it takes a few minutes. But that's another way to do it. But you could also talk fast, like you could talk really fast, and then you can start talking really slow until eventually you stop. There you go. And that's another way to do it too. But there's all these different methods to wrangle the mind. Mantras is actually pretty good, and all these techniques and exercises I talk about in the previous videos are absolutely incredible for that restlessness and worry. The mind is the only cause of suffering. The mind is the ego. The mind is the false self. The mind is not you, and that's the secret of all secrets, is when you know this. This is the knowledge. This is the jnana. This is the gnosis. This is it. This is knowing. That's part of knowing thyself. This is self-realization, is knowing you're not the mind. It's not just your mind being able to conceptualize that you're not the mind. It's a deeper subconscious, unconscious, way deep knowing you aren't, and that is powerful. Okay, and so we're going to go with doubt. Doubt is the fifth one, and that refers to a lack of conviction in oneself, a mistrust of one's abilities, or a lack of confidence in teachers. That's right, one of the hindrances is doubt. And so when you're doubtful, that's just another manifestation of a restlessness, a worried mind. You have doubt. And so we could talk about the sixth one here real briefly, in that these hindrances are important to observe. The ego often exploits them to sabotage the path to self-realization. According to some, one can even add a sixth, and that would be forgetfulness. That's the ego will use forgetfulness along with the other five hindrances to keep one from realizing itself. Forgetfulness is just when you forget things. It's very simple. It's a tactic that the ego uses, the false self, to keep you from realizing self. Basically, you'll just forget things. It's a really interesting how that works. Like even if you know what self-realization is, if you know what the self is, the ego can just keep you in a state of forgetfulness, and you're just forget a lot of stuff. You'll notice this when you talk to some people, that they always forget things, and this is another manifestation of the ego. And also like when people are talking a lot, or talking fast, or who can't stop talking, or walking fast, or real jittery, or drinking a lot of coffee. We'll talk about that here again, to avoid the caffeine, nicotine, and alcohol. And they're widely consumed in the world, and they're actually widely popularized by mainstream society for a very reason, to keep you from realizing self. There's no doubt about it after we look at the neuroscience connected to caffeine, nicotine, and alcohol, that they cause an increase in that monkey mind, which is connected to a beta brainwave state. And so that is a state linked, that keeps you in a state of adrenaline, of fight or flight, of disconnection from the self. And I found a very fascinating connection with adrenaline and the amplification of the mind. There seems to be a physiological connection with increasing adrenaline and the increase of the mind. You can watch that yourself and let me know what you think in the comments, and see if you can observe that. But first, you must become aware and know and become stabilized in the true self, which is the observer, the witness, beyond. But even then, if we want to go further, the observer and the witness, it's not even us, it's just a reflection of this internal light. And if you want to go further past the light, what's past the light is the void. The void is nothingness. And from the nothingness, everything emanates. But that's for the topic of another discussion. The Sufis do fascinating talks or writings about the void. So if you ever wanted to go on YouTube and watch some videos on the void and Sufis, you'll learn a lot of interesting things. And thank you for being here. That's it for now. We're gonna do some more stuff related to qualities which are counter to self-realization here in these videos. And hope this helps. And thank you for being here. See you in the next one.